Hello, and welcome to a very special episode of Craft Beerable. So instead of doing a beer review, I decided to make a little poem. It's called It's Christmas Eve. It's Christmas Eve and it's dead in the house. No one was moving, not even Uncle Klaus. The bottles were emptied from here to there, in hopes that some full ones would soon appear. The 21 and overs were all down for the count, with visions of beer bottles clinking about. And I on the floor and Joe on the couch, we called it a night, 'cause he started to grouch. When something made noise that sounded like laughter, I went back to bed, 'cause it really didn't matter. I had to pee and I ran like the Flash, stormed into the bathroom, it was an all-out dash. I looked out the window as I started to go. I saw that it just started to snow. Then all of a sudden, what did I hear? But the jingle of bottles. They had to be beer. I zipped up my pants almost a tad too quick. I stumbled to the kitchen, then fell like a brick. As my head stopped shaking, my vision took aim. This dude in my kitchen, I knew his name. It was Jim, or Tom, Stuart, or Dixon, Ronnie, or maybe it was Paul, Tim, or Nixon. He ran to the fridge, he ran into the wall. He dashed away with a ping-pong ball. Then he was gone in the blink of an eye. If the house didn't have a roof, he would have leapt in the sky. So out the door he ran with some brews. He went so quick he forgot his shoes. With ladder in hand he went to the roof. He clearly was a gigantic goof. As I stepped outside with snow on the ground, that fool was now chimney bound. His jacket hung all the way to his foot. I don't know the color, it was covered in soot. A six-pack of beer was strapped to his back, and then I thought, his name might be Zach. His eyes, how glazed over, his feet, oh how hairy. He looked like a Steve, but probably a Gary. His giant beer belly must feel just like dough. The rest of his body was covered with snow. As he climbed up the ladder, I saw green in his teeth. He must have made contact with that holiday wreath. His face was all chapped, and he looked really smelly. He slipped on the roof and dropped his sandwich from the deli. He was silly, clumsy, and full of himself. From up on the roof, he looked no taller than an elf. He twirled and hurled and fell, just like lead. He was on the ground, and I started to dread. He didn't say a word, and then he went berserk. I laughed just a bit, and then I felt like a jerk. He looked at me, and then he rose. He was covered in snow, even his clothes. He ran to the street, quick as a missile. He dropped a beer bottle, then gave a loud whistle. But I heard him yell as he stumbled through the night, "If you go out drinking, have a designated driver tonight." Merry Christmas, and cheers.